Hello everyone and greetings from Finland. My name is Emma Kola and today I will shortly talk about the culture of participation in Finnish schools and how it has influenced my civic engagement and opportunities. I hope you enjoy the presentation. Here is a short introduction about myself. Currently I'm studying at the University of Jyväskylä. I'm doing two majors. One is in teacher education and another is in political science. My studies focus on democratic education, educational policy, and social inclusion. And with all that, I'm also working in two different organizations that are supporting the inclusion of the children and young people in society. Here you can see my content. Today I will speak about the culture of participation, more from a student perspective. And also I will briefly discuss its opportunities and development through my own educational journey. And at the end, I will also share my thoughts on its significance. My own educational journey began after the CIVET study. The CIVET study showed or identified that Finnish youth had just a little interest in influencing society. This problem began to be actively addressed through school democracy, which also led to establishment of student councils in Finnish schools. And this was evident in my own schools and my own educational path. My own culture of participation grew cumulatively. In 2005, when I started elementary school, my school did not yet have the student council. However, I think the culture of the participation was visible in other ways. The school's activities were maintained, among other things, through volunteer work. Every autumn and spring, families participated in school volunteer work, where we always collected the trash from the surrounding area and cleaned and maintained the schoolyard. And I remember once we even repainted the school's exterior walls. The elementary school was the center of all activities. All the families engaged in sports and maintained their own clubs in the elementary school. And I think that this tightly bound families to the school community and collective activities. And as an elementary school student, I got to see the power of cooperation and take responsibility for maintaining the surrounding areas. After the elementary school, I moved to middle school, where I saw the first student council. The student council consisted of student representatives who were elected through elections. The student council was responsible for monthly activities and also wellness supporting purchases. The student council existed, but it did not really reflect the school's culture or hold real decision-making power. I think on the other hand, we did not know how to question it and considered organizing monthly activities a significant achievement. After entering to my high school, everything changed. My high school was a music high school where students moved from all over Finland to study. Perhaps because of this, students were grouped into tight-knit groups and actively integrated into the school culture. And And in that high school, students carried out the school's marketing and communication. We attend fairs to promote our high school, maintained podcast, managed the school's social media, and wrote for local newspapers. Students were also in contact with our sister schools in different countries and carried out the school's global charity work entirely. With all that, we still had our own student council in our high school. And during my time, I belonged to the marketing team, which visited fairs and carried out communication. Additionally, I was part of the wellness team, which was responsible for the wellness campaigns and purchases. And I remember there were so many teams that every student belonged to one. And because every student belonged to one team, or 2 or 3 teams, we remained active and influenced the school's activities. The essential thing, in my opinion, was that within our high school, the teams became broad group phenomena, not like oligarchies. The threshold for participating in teams was also lowered by their teams. You could just participate in the activities where you felt you were good or where you wanted to be better. And in addition to the school student councils and teams, I served as a student representative to the members of our municipal council. And in matter concerning our schools, the council members had to ask our students' opinions on the matter. We also produced all the events of our high schools ourselves. Every spring we organized a musical. In winter we had a chamber music week, and in autumn an arts night, and countless other events. Our municipality was small, which practically meant that the events we produced were the only events in the municipality. This engaged our students in the municipality, increased our responsibility, and of course the desire to influence the local matters. I think the list of the participation culture activities in my high school could keep going. It is endless. In addition to all this, we had our youth elections, election panels, guest speakers. We visited to Brussels, visits to different campaigns and events like Slush. And most importantly, we were able to influence our students and school life, regardless of your background or a gender. For a young person like me, the experience was kind of significant. In my family, politics was never discussed, nor we did take a stand on local matters. But suddenly I was in an environment where everyone could participate in maintaining in the school and society. Our voices were heard, we were trusted, and active participation was encouraged. And because of this, I was able to change the culture I learned in my own family and got to go to the university as the second graduate in my family. And this pathway of participation just had keep going, because in the army and university, I actively participated in the development and advocacy work. The strong desire to participate stemmed from the spark given to me in the high school, and now it has carried me so far that I am studying for 2 master's degrees in the democratic learning and democracy. Here you can see some pictures from my own school path. And with these pictures, I want to say that when the environment and the adults around support the participation, it can change young people's lives. It can also increase societal participation, agency, and critical thinking. It also helps to connect to society and one's local environment. Maybe sometimes nowadays I'm amazed at how boldly I approach it to members of parliament as a young person, but at that time I was very confident and trusting because of the adults around me. And in this picture, you can see us with an foreign minister at that time. Nowadays, Finland has strengthened the position of student councils and brought youth councils to both regional and city councils. Youth participation is also supported by other societal functions at different levels, such as children's elections organized by libraries, or the very important work done by the third sector. Many good things are happening right now, but still we have the low confidence in our own abilities and low willingness to participate in society. That's why I think something else needs to be done, or something more needs to be done. When I'm thinking about my high school path, these points come to my mind. Youth participation must be supported in a diverse way. It is not enough that only student council activities are implemented in high schools. Then not all students get a meaningful way to participate in the development and maintenance of school culture and the local environment. The purpose should be active citizenship, not raising a decision makers. This better supports societal participation and connects students to their local environment. And I think, in my opinion, this is also strongly related to dismantling the individualistic culture. The activities must be also equalizing. Only in this way the participation is genuine and is able to change society. In addition, the activities must develop a sense of belonging, safety, and competence. This way, it is sustainable and it increases young people's confidence in societal influence. My own high school succeeded in offering various participation activities where one could participate, influencing and taking responsibility. In addition to diversity, genuine interaction with teachers and trust in young people were essential in the activities. When the residents and students' families were also involved in the activities, the participation became strong and long-lasting in a young person's life. Therefore, I think it became sustainable and genuinely equalizing. Although the development of participation culture involves, among other things, social security, it should never be made too serious. I think students have many thoughts about society and their local environment, and our task, as teachers and as an adults, is just to harness all the potential by providing the diverse opportunities. And here are my sources. Thank you for listening to me.